All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if you had a parent or parents that were doing way worse than your potential. I mean, I'm not famous yet, I'm not a starlet yet, I'm not doing well yet, but my parents did, had a really rough life. They were poor, they were struggling. My mom had to take care of 5 kids and my dad had to work, and, it was just a very hard situation. And a lot of people treated my dad very badly. I mean, he got along well with a lot of people. He was very popular. He led a fantasy type life in a lot of ways. But there were a lot of people that were very rude to him and just treated him like dirt just because he didn't have money. And, that's not right. People shouldn't be treated like that. And if you had the same situation, right? You're like, well, my parents were treated terrible. They had no money and nobody treated them well or whatever. And even if they did have money, maybe they weren't treated well, right? And a lot of people can relate, right? A lot of people don't get treated well. A lot of people understand that it's tough to live in a world where everybody's competitive, everybody wants this and that, and it's really tough. But really, at the end of the day, you know, I want, for me, and maybe for you, maybe you want to do this too, but you want to be successful because you want to prove to people that you shouldn't be treated badly for being poor. You shouldn't be treated like secondhand, like a secondhand item. People are like people, there's a lot of people I'm sure that are out there that feel very jaded or very upset because a lot of people have flaws. There's flaws out there. People and I have flaws too, right? I'm suffering. I'm poor. But people have flaws. They have a hard time with things or whatever, and so they have a hard time, and so really, they are suffering and they aren't doing well. A lot of people have no money or no looks or no intelligence or whatever, or didn't go to school or couldn't go to school or had to work early and couldn't make their dreams come true, or don't know how to use YouTube or TikTok, or weren't able to start a business when they wanted to, or had a loan when they got way behind. A lot of people have a really hard time, and so use me for motivation. Use me to get better, improve yourself. Obviously, I want you guys to do well too. So um, there are people that are doing very, very well. But I mean, I'm here for everybody. But I really want people to know that there are people that can really improve their situation. I've heard of people that are, they're maybe their parents were janitors and they were having a low income and they suffered a lot, right? And so, they had low income parents and they became successful, right? Or like every celebrity, right? I'm sure if they were all poor, not all of them were, but most of them were poor, right? So not all of them, not necessarily all of them, or maybe none of them. Like there's a lot of them that are poor, that started out poor. They had parents that were suffering, they had parents that were struggling, and the way they got, um, the way they improved their situation was by getting a celebrity career, getting a good life. And it really is awesome. Now, I wish everybody could experience that. Not everyone's going to be able to experience that. Um, but if you have a plan and you're trying to have a plan and you have the means and you are able to do the plan, execute the plan, and you're trying to the plan out and you have a backup plan. There's some channels that say don't have a backup plan. There's some people that say don't have a backup plan. I really believe you should have a backup plan because you might not make it, or even if you do make it, having a backup plan teaches you, right? And besides, you can't be like struggling and poor. You have to try to have a backup plan that's reasonable so that you can do things without, if you fail at being a celebrity. It's really rare to be a top celebrity. The higher up in income you go, the more rare it is. Like billionaires are super rare, okay? Like it's not like common every day that you're gonna run into a billionaire. And if you do, I'm sure they have people that are with them they've got teams, they've got all this stuff. To be in contact and dating a billionaire or to hang out with a billionaire or to do whatever, a lot of them are busy and you never know what their lives are like, right? But some people really can do it. Maybe some people want to marry a billionaire. If you can marry a billionaire, good for you, right? And then you have riches too. But some billionaires maybe don't want, they have a prenup, whatever. But I mean, a lot of times you see in Hollywood a lot of people that are billionaires end up marrying, and then they end up getting, um, they end up getting, like, they end up getting a divorce, not all the time, but they get a divorce, and the spouse wants like $50,000 a month, right? And there's like 10 spouses, right? Past spouses, right? So it is really, too much. But really, I mean, they can afford it, but it's like at the end of the day, do you want to get married, and be that way and have that situation? I mean, even if you're a billionaire, you could, I mean, most billionaires will never run out of money for sure, but you could run out of money. And money is not the only thing in the world, right? There are things in the world like joy and love and peace and beauty and challenging yourself and being goal-oriented and focusing on love. Love is really important, and finding things in your life that are going to get you where you want to go, and being happy. That's all important too, right? Money is not the only thing, because people with money, some people are not happy, right? So don't think that money is going to make you ultimately happy. Anyway, bye now. Talking to you. Bye everyone. Bye now.